possible thing that you can think of from these moments, you are going to apologize to each version of you. I know that you're here because of the title of this video, and let's get into it. A lot of us have been through things in our lives, whether that be something traumatic, whether it be something mildly traumatic, whether it be something that has programmed our mind into a scarcity mindset or a lack mindset. Either way, we as human beings have been through a lot. And some of us just don't know how to heal from everything that we've been through. Some of us just don't know how to overcome some of the mindsets that we've allowed ourselves to be programmed with. And listen, it's not our fault, right? It's not our fault. Some of the things maybe we can say we can work on, but for the majority of it, it's usually not our fault. It's always due to programming. But I think that a lot of us have to obviously do the internal work, and we don't know where to start when it comes to doing the internal work. Some of us are extremely scared to seek out help because we don't want to express some of the things that we've been through to other people, whether that be a pastor or a friend, a family member, a therapist. Some of us just are extremely scared to even relive some of the things that we've been through. And we can tell ourselves that we're fine, we don't need to heal, we're completely healed, we're whole, we haven't been through that much. We compare our situations, some of the things that we've been through, to other people's situations and what they've been through. So for us, that makes us feel like, okay, you know what, I don't necessarily need to dig too deep into it. I don't think I necessarily need to heal from anything because I'm fine. This person has been through worse, right? Listen, it doesn't matter what the next person has been through. This is an individual journey for you. That's my mindset. It's an individual journey for me. Some things I haven't been through that other people have been through. But does that mean that it negates my actual journey? No. I still have to go through the process. I still have to do the work. I still have to reprogram myself, reprogram my mind from all the things that I was programmed with that I necessarily didn't consent to, right? So I think the first place that we need to start, this is the first place I started. While I do have a therapist, and I love my therapist, I know that it doesn't matter how much I pour into her or how much I actually tell her. I have to do the work. And honestly, it doesn't even matter if you go to the creator. Now, I'm someone who, I go to the creator for everything. Sometimes my friends will find out that I've been through something and they're like, I never knew that. Yeah, you never knew that because I never told you. I went to God. I went to God. God fixed it for me. But some of us don't necessarily have a relationship with God. And I would advise you to start a relationship with the creator. Don't start something that, don't start a relationship following other people's relationship with the creators, because just like how parents can have multiple children and the relationships tend to be a little bit different with each child, it's the same thing with the creator. You're not going to have the same exact relationship with the creator as the next person, your peers, your family member, your loved ones. But nonetheless, I would advise you to go to the creator. And if you feel like you're not ready to go to the creator, go to yourself. Go to myself. Amara, what are you even talking about? What does that even mean? How do you start with yourself? If you have any kind of pictures of yourself, whether you were a kid, whether you were a preteen, whether you were a teenager, whether you were a young adult in your early 20s, whatever pictures you have of yourself, I advise you to take all of those pictures. It doesn't have to be all, okay, but at least one from each age group, if that makes sense. And if you don't have one from each age group, I would say at least a picture that when you look at it, it instantly takes you back to either your childhood, it takes you back to that time of trauma, it takes you back to that time of that programming, it takes you back to the time where you felt like you were in survival mode. It just takes you back to that time. Now, It sounds like it's easy, but I promise you, I know that it's not easy. It's not, especially if you have been through something extremely traumatic to the point that your brain has already written it off. Your brain does not want to relive it. Your brain is kind of deleted it, right? It put it, stored it deep down inside the archives that it's almost kind of hard for you to even find it. I know it's going to be hard. But this is the good part. This is the part that allows you to start your healing. Nobody ever said it was going to be easy. Of course it's not going to be easy. You have to do the hard work. Healing is never easy. And it's not something that you ever reach the pinnacle of, right? You have to keep on working through the healing. You're forever healing, right? We always endure things. We're always on a journey. We're always starting a new cycle. So it's not to say like the healing will ever necessarily be over. But you do at some point in time reach an understanding of how to prepare yourself for certain things and how to release certain things, right, that we've been through. So yes, you're gonna get these photos and you are going to sit down by your lonesome. By your lonesome. If you have children, they need to be out the house. If you have a husband, he needs to be out the house. If you have a wife, she needs to be out the house. If you can't get away from your wife, your children, or your husband, you need to take some time for yourself out the house. But when I say that you need to be by yourself, you need to be by yourself. I can't tell you there has ever been a time where I went through my photo albums and looked back at my childhood and didn't shed a tear. Even talking about it now kind of makes me emotional. There hasn't been a time where I looked at my old albums and did not shed a tear. Because instantly, the time, probably not this young, but these two pictures, the time, the things that occurred, it just starts flooding my mind. But back into the assignment. You're gonna get these photos and you are going to find a place where you are completely comfortable. Give it at least an hour. Give yourself at least an hour. You don't want anyone in the house. I don't care how big your home is. You don't want anyone in the house because you can hear a sound, it's gonna throw you off. You have children, children always need mommy and daddy, right? They might, mommy, daddy. So no, you want to be by yourself. But you are gonna get these photos of you that remind you of whatever time you want to be reminded of. You are going to sit down in front of a mirror. No distractions. Just those photos, sitting in front of the mirror. Allow the photos to reflect back to you. And you are going to apologize to yourself. You are going to apologize to each version of you. Each version of you. Each version of you. Okay? And that's why I said make sure you get a photo that represents the different time spans of life. Okay? So I probably was one in this photo. I don't remember a damn thing from this photo at all. You know? But still. She still carries some type of programming that I'm unaware of. I remember this time. I definitely remember this time. This was junior high school, right? This was elementary school. So yes, you are going to apologize to each versions of you. Amara, why would I do that? Because we have gone through things in our lives and downloaded a certain programming, a certain mindset that we did not necessarily consent to. And in some way, shape, or form, it has molded us into the people that we are to this present day. Now, everybody's life isn't the best. And everybody's life isn't the worst, right? It can always be better, it can always be worse. Nonetheless, we still went through something to get to this point. And sometimes the things that we went through, it kind of holds us back from our potential. It holds us back from the things that we truly can accomplish in life. It holds us back from the way that we can really love ourselves. It holds us back from the way that we can really love other people. It holds us back from our... Now we're about to get emotional. Not about to cry on camera. No ma'am, no ma'am. Absolutely not. Woo. Okay, y'all, I'm a Gemini. If y'all know anything about Geminis, y'all know we can cry. We can cry. But yeah, it's back to what I was saying. We'll cry and then we'll laugh. Isn't that crazy? But yeah, it can hold you back from your potential. It holds you back from your true power. Your true power, which is having the ability to do really and truly anything we put our minds to. But sometimes our mind is so cluttered with things that we did not consent to. And sometimes it is things that we consented to. But why did we consent to it? We consented to it because of the programming that we downloaded, right? So we are apologizing to ourselves because while she may not have been able to consent to certain things, and while she may not necessarily remember certain things that she's been through or the programming that she's downloaded, she's apologizing because she's releasing anything from this time, any programming from this time that held her back. She may remember some things, right? And this was when how old was I in this photo? I believe I was 4 or 5 in this photo. I probably was 4, so right before elementary school. So she may remember certain things, and she may remember certain programmings as well. And I was pretty conscious at this time. So she may remember certain things, but while I remember certain things from this time, I still took on the programming. I didn't necessarily have the tools. I was a baby, right? I didn't necessarily have the tools to deprogram myself from this. And this time carried on into this time, junior high school, right? This is where you're even more conscious. Now I can't speak for everybody, but junior high school, I kind of already had my morals and my values down packed. Like the way that I thought at this time of my life, baby, I'm still kind of on the same mental path when it comes to my morals and values from this age group. But she has gone through some things. She has downloaded certain programming. Some of those things that she's downloaded, some of those things that she's endured has held her back. Whether that be something traumatic, whether that be a time where she felt unheard, unseen, whether that be feeling emotionally neglected by parents, whether that be feeling insecure because of boys, whatever it is, whether that be seeing your mom struggle, whether like she went through a lot, right? And oh my God, every time I'm trying to talk without crying, but like I said, this is not going to be an easy process. This process is going to be a little daunting because you are going to be forced to pull from these versions of you, and it's not pretty. It's not pretty, especially if you went through traumatic shit. So yeah, the programming, the things that I went through at that time, it trickled up. I want to say trickled down, but no, it trickled up because we don't grow down, we grow up, right? We grow up. So it trickled up into the other versions of myself, into the version of me when I was in high school, into the version of me when I was in my 20s. Y'all bear with me, I'm so sorry. We're gonna apologize to them because we have to release those programming. We have to release the trauma. We have to release everything that we think from these times, these versions of us that held us back. We have to release those things. And sometimes your therapist, your pastor, your friends, your family members, the people who love you cannot help you, right? God can always help you. God can always help you. But guess what? You still have to do the work. You still have to do the work. You are going to apologize to things that you did consent to. You are going to apologize for allowing yourself to be programmed and not deprogramming yourself. You are going to apologize for being unconscious in those moments, not being living in the present moment. You are going to apologize for accepting anything less than what you should have accepted. You are going to apologize for not truly living in your power. You are going to apologize for allowing a man or a woman to use and abuse your body, use and abuse your mind, use and abuse you in any way, shape, or form. You are going to apologize to yourself for whatever parents have done to you. You're going to apologize to yourself for not feeling loved. You are going to apologize to yourself for not giving love to others, and most importantly, back to yourself. You are going to apologize. Every possible thing that you can think of from these moments, you are going to apologize to each version of you. When I tell you this is so powerful, baby, you are going to be bawling your eyes out. You are going to be flooded with memories that was stored in them archives you thought you had no access to. It's almost like, what? I don't even remember I went through this. So much is gonna start to pour out of you. And this is what I'm telling you. I want you to be alone, because you are going to be dripping boogers and goos out your nose as if you are, what's his name from Martin? I forget the badass one from Martin, y'all know. You are going to be so immersed in feeling that you don't need no distractions. You don't need no distractions. And when you are doing this in front of the mirror, this is not for you to be looking at yourself in the mirror to see yourself, oh, I'm crying, that looks so pretty crying. Because first of all, you're not gonna be looking pretty crying. You're gonna be looking pretty ugly, okay, crying. But it's not for you to look into the mirror. It's for you to put this in the mirror and allow this to be the representation, the reflection. Because when we sit in front of the mirror, what are we doing? We're seeing our reflection. This is what needs to be reflected to you. And the next thing that you need to do, you must record yourself, not video, audio. If you want to do video, you can do video. That's your business. I can't tell you what to do. But these are the things that I've done. Record yourself on audio. When I tell you, you are going to find so many things to apologize to yourself for. Because not only are you about to open up Pandora's box, not only are you about to go into them on the archives and pull up things that your brain, not even necessarily you, the soul, the spirit, but your brain said, oh no, I'm gonna protect you at any cost. And because I'm gonna protect you at any cost, we're not gonna remember this. Okay? So you have to be prepared for these things that are gonna come to the surface. You're not apologizing because you've caused the wrongdoing to yourself, no. But you're apologizing for allowing someone who has caused it to you, who has programmed you. You are apologizing to yourself for thinking that you couldn't break that cycle. You are apologizing to yourself for thinking that because something has been done to you, you now have to live your life a certain way because it happened years ago, right? And even if it didn't happen years ago, if it happened yesterday, you're still apologizing to yourself. You are still apologizing to yourself. I have conversations with myself often. I will sit down in the mirror and I would put the audio on and I would just apologize to myself. It's just something that I do. Because sometimes it's just, we need that. Sometimes we need to have those conversations with ourselves, right? I want to tell you that after you do this, you're gonna have a certain level of unfuckwitableness to yourself that is unexplainable, undescribable, unimaginable. if that's even a word. I think it is, right? Because you have already done the work. It's not over, but you started the process, and that's all that matters, that you started the process. So I don't want to continue to ramble because it looks like my camera is about to die. So that wraps up this video. I hope you guys try this exercise out. I promise you, when you do this exercise, ain't no turning back. Ain't no turning back, ain't no victimizing yourself, ain't no feeling sorry for yourself, ain't no taking shit from others that you should not have never taken. Ain't no consenting to things that you don't want to, you really don't want, right? I promise you. So, yes, I love y'all. Comment down below and let me know if you did the exercise or not, what effects it had on you, and what do you plan on doing after that exercise. So, yeah. See you next video. Bye guys.